Hi friends, Bill here. If you've ever thought about nursing homes, it's probably been with a mix of emotions. Maybe you've wondered if it's the right choice for you or a loved one. Maybe you've heard stories, some good, some not so good. The truth is, nursing homes can be a lifeline for some, providing care and structure when it's needed most. But there are also hard realities that many people don't talk about until they're already living them. And by then, it can feel too late. That's why this conversation is so important. Because whether you're considering a nursing home for yourself down the road, or you have a loved one who may need care soon, knowing the realities ahead of time can make all the difference. We're not here to spread fear. We're here to prepare, to understand, and to make the best choices possible. One of the first things many people don't realize until it's too late is how little control they have once they enter a nursing home. Think about it. After a lifetime of making your own choices, setting your own schedule, and deciding how you want to spend your day, suddenly, a lot of those decisions are made for you. Meals are served at set times. Activities are structured. Even things as simple as when you can shower or when visitors are allowed may no longer be in your hands. For some, this structure can be helpful. It provides routine and a sense of stability. But for others, especially those who value their independence, it can feel stifling. Many residents describe feeling like they've lost a sense of self. They no longer decide when to go outside, what to eat, or even when to turn off the lights at night. It's a shift that can be jarring. And for some, it leads to feelings of frustration or even depression. And it's not just about routine, it's about dignity. Imagine asking permission for something as simple as a snack or waiting for assistance to use the restroom because staff are overwhelmed. These aren't things we think about when we're planning ahead, but they become real concerns when daily life is no longer in our control. The second hard truth is that nursing homes, even the best ones, are often understaffed. This isn't necessarily the fault of the caregivers. Many of them are hardworking, compassionate people doing their best under difficult circumstances. But the reality is, there are often too few staff members to meet the needs of every resident in a timely manner. You might press the call button for help and wait 30 minutes, maybe longer. If there's a medical emergency, staff might be juggling multiple issues at once, and that can mean delays in getting the attention you need. It's not uncommon for residents to feel overlooked or neglected, not because no one cares, but because the system itself is stretched too thin. And what does that mean for daily life? It means that small things like needing assistance to the bathroom or getting help repositioning in bed can turn into bigger problems. Some residents end up developing bed sores from not being moved often enough. Others may struggle with hygiene because there simply aren't enough hands to assist everyone in a timely manner. That's why, if a nursing home is something you're considering, it's so important to visit multiple times at different hours of the day. See how staff interact with residents. Pay attention to how long it takes for someone to respond when a resident calls for help. Because once you or your loved one moves in, these day-to-day realities will matter more than anything else. These first two truths alone can change the way we think about long-term care. And as we continue this conversation, there's even more to consider. Things that could impact health, happiness, and overall quality of life. One of the most difficult things about nursing homes isn't just the loss of independence or the struggle of being in an understaffed facility, it's the emotional toll it can take. For many, moving into a nursing home feels like leaving behind a life they've spent decades building. The familiar comforts of home, the daily routines, even the sense of belonging in a neighborhood or community. Suddenly, all of that is gone. What many people don't realize is that loneliness and depression are incredibly common in nursing homes. Even in a place filled with people, it's easy to feel isolated. Residents may go hours, sometimes even days, without having a real conversation beyond basic care interactions. Family visits may become less frequent, especially if loved ones live far away or have busy lives. And friendships within the facility? Those can be difficult to form when people are dealing with their own health struggles or cognitive decline. And then there's the unspoken grief, the quiet realization that this might be the last stop. It's not something many people talk about, but it weighs heavy on the heart. Residents may watch as their neighbors pass away, as rooms once filled with familiar faces become occupied by new ones. There's a cycle of loss that can make it hard to hold on to hope. This is why staying emotionally connected is just as important as physical care. If you or a loved one is moving into a nursing home, finding ways to maintain those connections is crucial. Regular visits, phone calls, letters, these small things can make all the difference. And if in-person visits aren't always possible, arranging video calls or even setting up a simple routine like a Sunday afternoon phone chat can help create a sense of continuity. The next hard truth is something that many families only realize after a loved one has moved in: just how expensive nursing home care really is. Many assume that Medicare will cover the costs, but that's often not the case. While short-term stays for rehabilitation may be covered, long-term care is usually out of pocket unless you qualify for Medicaid. And private nursing homes? They can cost thousands of dollars per month, quickly draining savings accounts and leaving families struggling to figure out how to afford continued care. For those without long-term care insurance or significant financial resources, the options can feel overwhelming. Some end up spending down their savings to qualify for Medicaid, which may limit which nursing homes are available to them. Others rely on family members to contribute financially, which can create stress and tension within families. This is why planning ahead is critical. Even if a nursing home isn't in the immediate future, understanding the costs and looking into financial options early can help prevent difficult decisions down the road. Whether it's exploring assisted living alternatives, looking into home care options, or discussing finances with family members, the more prepared you are, the better choices you'll have. These realities, loneliness, emotional struggles, and the high cost of care are things that most people don't fully understand until they're faced with them. But there are still more hard truths to uncover, things that could make all the difference in how you or your loved one experiences this next stage of life. As difficult as it is to think about, one of the hardest realities of nursing homes is the varying quality of care. Some facilities offer excellent, compassionate care, but unfortunately, others fall short. Residents may not always receive the attention they need. Medications may be administered incorrectly, and in the worst cases, neglect or even abuse can occur. It's a heartbreaking truth, but one that families must be aware of. Staff members are often overwhelmed, trying to juggle the needs of multiple residents at once. And while many caregivers do their best, mistakes happen. A missed dose of medication here, an overlooked request for help there. It may not seem like much at first, but over time, these small lapses can have serious consequences. And then there's the issue of physical safety. Falls are a major concern in nursing homes, especially when staffing levels are low. A resident who needs help getting out of bed might try to do it alone after waiting too long for assistance, leading to a dangerous fall. Infections can also spread quickly in shared living spaces, and without proper care, even a small illness can escalate into something serious. This is why advocacy is so important. If you or a loved one is in a nursing home, it's essential to stay involved. Regular visits, asking questions, and getting to know the staff can make a difference. Keep an eye on how medications are being managed, pay attention to hygiene and cleanliness, and don't be afraid to speak up if something doesn't seem right. The more involved family members are, the better the chances of receiving quality care. But there's one last truth we need to talk about: the emotional weight of making this decision in the first place. Choosing a nursing home, whether for yourself or for a loved one, is never easy. There's often guilt, hesitation, and a lingering sense of what if? What if staying home was possible with a little more support? What if another option would have been better? What if this choice changes everything? The truth is, no decision is perfect. Every situation is different, and sometimes a nursing home is the best or only option. But what matters most is ensuring that the person making this transition, whether it's you or someone you love, is supported and treated with dignity. No one should feel abandoned, forgotten, or like they've been placed somewhere just to be managed. So if this is a path you're considering, take the time to ask the hard questions. Visit multiple facilities, talk to residents, and trust your instincts. And above all, remember that no matter where someone lives, their quality of life depends on the love, care, and connection they receive. If this message resonated with you, or if you've experienced any of these realities firsthand, share your thoughts in the comments. Let's have an honest conversation about this, because no one should have to navigate these choices alone. And if you found this video helpful, consider liking and subscribing for more content like this. Here's to making informed choices, standing up for our loved ones, and ensuring that every stage of life is lived with dignity and respect. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you in the next video.